Okay, we're recording. You introduce the thing, Kara.
I just feel like, gosh, we haven't done just like a sorry. Yeah, I had a freak out moment on my computer. But we just thought, Rachel and I thought it would be a good idea to get all of us on one call because it seems in the past like month or two everyone's just had a lot going on, and we just kind of want to regroup and kind of remotivate ourselves and you guys. So we just wanted to talk to you guys, and you guys, if you want to chime in and if you need to vent or tell us anything that you've been going through or that you need help with, now is the time to do it. Or if you don't feel comfortable, you can obviously
I can stop the recording for that part.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, this is not, we just wanted it to kind of be laid back, kind of just like a bunch of friends talking to each other about life things and about things that we go through. So that is the purpose that for why we're doing this. So I appreciate you guys being on. I know I was like pushing you guys to be on, but I don't want to have to, like beg you guys to be on the call. I just want you to do it because you feel like you need the motivation or you need to get on a call with your upline or whoever and just be around people who are all going through the same exact thing. So anyways, I'm going to pass it to Rachel and we're just going to go back and forth.
Hey, ladies. First of all, I'm going to read the message I just sent to our group chat, but then I'm going to go back to our regularly scheduled program. So here's what I just sent in our group chat if you haven't seen it. I said, here's something I'd like to make all of you aware of. The people you see enrolling over and over again, Amanda, Kara, Myra, Brittany, Shelby, Jessica, Haley, Ashley. Let me tell you 3 things about them. 1, they're too busy. They have jobs. Some of them have kids. They don't just sit around eating bonbons while random people order through their website. Number 2, they are no different than you. They weren't touched by the Holy It Works goddess of enrollments. They're no different than you. And 3, they work harder and more consistently than you do. That's it. Ask them what they're doing and duplicate it. Success copies success, period. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got right when I started was follow people who you want to be like. Follow people who are successful. And if you have the opportunity, talk to those people to find out what they're doing and duplicate it. Best advice I've ever gotten. Okay, so we're going to play this fun little game because I joined It Works in February of 2015. So I have 3 years worth of paychecks from February to March, how I changed my paycheck from what it was in February to March each year, okay? So let's go back to 22 or 23-year-old little baby Rach, joins It Works in February of 2015. Here I am. What have I done? I didn't have the answer, that's for sure. So February 2015, my final commissions were $90 US. Yeah, I felt good. I almost made my money back, $90. Holla if you a balla. So that was February of 2015, the month I joined. Let's go to March of 2015 and see what happens. Wow, you guys, I gave myself a $106 raise. In the month of March in 2015, I made $196.50. It's a $106 raise from the month before, okay? Let's flash forward to the year of 2016. It's February. I've just gone diamond. Woo! My paycheck in February of 2016 was $1,694.22. February of 2016, that's what I was paid. The following month, March 2016, I was paid $2,259.95. That is 1 month's difference, you guys. 1 month. Okay, let's go to last year. 2017. Okay. In February of 2017, I was paid in commissions $4,215.52. February of last year. March of 2017, my final commissions were $5,215.26. 1 month's difference between each in 2015, 2016, 2017. Do you want to know what I did between those months each year for 3 years? I worked my ass off. Conference happened, promotions happened, bonuses happened. I was pumped. I was posting every day. I was messaging new people every day. I was following to make sure new people were seeing my posts and excitement every day. And I was following the F up because I was excited. I knew I had what people wanted, and I knew I could change people's lives financially. I was on fire. That is what changed between February to March every single year. So numbers don't lie. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. Kara?
Yeah, that's awesome. It's so crazy because I'm like, I can't believe we're making this from our phone. Like, that's just, it's so crazy to me. And Rachel, literally, I would say probably 99.9% has done this all from social media. I had a wrap party not too long ago, and I've done some blitzing. I actually do blitzing more than I talk about it. Every single time that I'm out in public, I'm giving someone my blitz card. And I've gotten some customers and distributors that way. But what I wanted to talk about, guys, is kind of just what my why was when I first started and what my why is now, because they're completely different. And what I want to encourage you guys to do is look at when you first started this business. Like, why did you join? Like, we talk about it like, oh, why did you join? Oh, I joined for an extra $200 a month. No, that's what you wanted out of the business. But why did you want that extra money? Like, was it to pay your rent? Was it to pay for something that is going on in your life? Like, why did you want that? So when I first joined, and I know you guys, a lot of you guys know the story, but I had just started a new job that was closer to home. But I took a $600 pay cut. So I was like, I literally was making money to pay my bills and then nothing else. So I needed a second job. I immediately, my mind was like, oh, I'll just bartend because that's what I know. That's what I'm used to. I'm used to working 2 jobs and just being on the go all the time. But I was in a relationship with Brian, and I was like, I don't want to bartend and be coming home late at night and just not even knowing like if I'm going to have a good night and tips and stuff like that. So that's where my mindset was. So I really joined so I wouldn't have to live paycheck to paycheck, and I could just have like an extra couple $100 to do fun things and to buy things that I didn't have to be like, oh, I don't have the money for that. So it wasn't like a serious why. It was just like, okay, yeah, like I would like to have a couple extra $100. When I made that couple hundred, I remember when I made my first $1,000 paycheck, and I was like, it was before I went diamond. I was making over $1,000 when I went emerald, because I got an emerald bonus plus my commissions plus my DT bonuses. So I just remember thinking like, I need to change my why. Like, this is something now where it's like, I could actually quit my job. And a lot of you guys that haven't promoted yet, you don't see it. and I know you don't see it, because if you did see it, you'd be working your business a little bit differently. Because I remember when I saw it, even when I went Ruby and I think my paycheck, it was close to 500. I think it was like in the 430 range. It was literally like the month after I went Ruby, and I was like, oh my gosh, like there's no way. Like I'm literally almost matching what my full-time job is paying me. And then I kept promoting. And if you guys only knew like the power that you had in your hands, you would treat this business so, so much differently. It wouldn't just be like, yeah, I'm a distributor for It Works. Like it's like It Works is my life. Like It Works is my right. Like this consumes my life, and that's exactly how I feel. That's not to say that I don't get frustrated at times, because obviously I do. I'm human. Like I like have breakdowns on the regular. Like that's just what it is. But if you let this business like consume your life versus make excuses that you're too busy and stuff like that, you will see your paycheck grow, one, and then your why is going to change. And it's going to change from, not wanting a couple $100 a month. It's going to change to, I want to work full time from home. I want to own my own time. I can see that happening. And so now where I'm at, that's where I'm at now. It's like, I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job for the rest of my life. I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to work for somebody else where they get to tell me when I can use my vacation time. I don't want to take a maternity leave when I have kids and have to worry about going back to work and spending thousands of dollars a month on daycare. I don't want to put my kids in a crappy public school system with all this crazy stuff happening. I want to be able to either A, homeschool them, or B, put them in a private school, which is a lot of money. So you can see how when I first joined this business, it was very surface. It was just like, I just want to pay my bills and have some extra. Now it's like life changing. And I would say probably within the last like couple weeks, last couple weeks, I kind of had, and it was almost like an awakening. And it happened when the school shooting in Florida, it's only happened like a couple hours from me, happened at a high school. And you guys know my fiance is a teacher. So literally, like, I can't even tell you how high my anxiety is each day, like when he goes to work, or just knowing that that is a high possibility of happening, and just feeling completely helpless. I like literally had a nervous breakdown, and I'm like, what am I doing with my business? I have something in my hands that can literally retire me and my fiance within the next like 6 months. So I don't have to have that anxiety about him going to work. Like, what am I doing? I know personally there's a fire in me that is not lit as it was, I would say, probably this time last year of conference. And it's from a variety of things that I've been dealing with. But that, when I revisited my why and I saw how it changed, and it's like, now it's like do or die. So I really want to challenge you guys to look at your life and look at what you're dealing with. Like, a lot of you guys have told me the things that you've been going through lately, and my heart does go out to you guys, because I know more than anyone that life gets really, really hard. And I want you guys to realize that just because you started this business, just because you may be feeling a momentum or whatever, doesn't mean bad things can't happen to you. But it's all about how you look at them. You can take, like, a week and a half ago, right after the school shooting, like, one of me and Brian's mutual friends was shot and killed, like murdered, cold blood. And he was going to be very involved in our wedding. Like, it was just one thing after another. Like, that right there, it just teaches you that the small things that we bitch about, and the things that really say we're bothered by, they're not that trivial. They're not that big of a deal. I can't even tell you guys how busy I am. Like, literally, for me to close my eyes for 2 seconds, like, it's so hard for me, because I hear my phone going off, and it's like, oh, I gotta respond back to that customer, or I gotta do that. Or if I don't answer my new DT's question right away, like, I get so much anxiety. Like, I am so busy. Rachel is so busy. A lot of you guys are so busy, but we still enroll people. So what are we doing that's so magical? Nothing. It's just consistency. It's literally messaging every single day and networking with people and going over and above what we tell ourselves that we're capable of. Like some of you guys, I can almost guarantee that you're telling yourself you're too busy when in reality, you're not. Those hour or 2 hours that you spend watching Grey's Anatomy or binging on Grey's Anatomy like I do. Yes, I do those things, but I also, Rachel, yes. Oh, I see.
Pause real quick on the too busy, because the year I joined, I was working 50 hours a week, 25 a week overnight. So like 50 daylight hours with a nanny family. I was overnight nannying for newborn twins, which means you don't sleep. You just take care of twins all night. So I was working 75 hours a week, plus hoping that I could get some weekend babysitting jobs to like pay more bills. So like, I get busy, but I also get working my ass off even though I'm busy, because I don't want to be busy like that anymore. So when I could have been like, I'm too busy, I'm getting no sleep, like I'm working 75 hours, this is just too much. Instead of looking at it like that, I said, no, I'm working hard now so that I don't ever have to work like this ever again. And I did that for myself. I've never had to have a second job ever again since being 3 months into this company.
Yeah, I mean, and now that I'm planning my wedding, like I literally, like my day, I get up at 5, I go to work. I'm a lead in my department, so I'm responsible for bringing on new employees and training them, along with doing my own job, along with drawing up reports and analyzing accounts, along with answering to my manager who needs stuff every 5 seconds. Like, so my cell phone time during the day is very, very minimal. Like I can hardly be on my cell phone. But do you know what I do? On my lunch break, I go sit in my car for 30 minutes and I message people. When I use the bathroom, I use a further away bathroom than the one that's right in front of my desk. I go down to the next kind of like hallway, I guess, and I sit in there for 5 minutes and I send messages out. I only get like 3 to 4 messages out at a time, but if I go to the bathroom 4 or 5 times a day, that's almost 20 messages, plus the 25 that I can send on my lunch break. So by the time I get home from work, I've almost sent 50 messages. And that's not free time that I have at work. That's just me utilizing the time that I have. So if I have to send out a message while I'm taking a pee break, then that's what I'm going to do. So it's not that you guys don't have time. I say you guys, I'm not directing this towards anyone. That's just how I talk. But it's not that you don't have time. It's just we're not utilizing the time that we do have in the wisest way. Another thing that I do, when I get home, I literally, with this wedding planning, like my mom's blowing up my phone every 5 seconds, sending me colors of napkins, and I'm just like, what? I don't care what it looks like. And it's just like all these little details. So I'm contacting vendors, like I'm doing stuff for the wedding. While I'm doing stuff for the wedding, I'm also replying back to messages. Like I think during the week, I maybe have like 30 to 45 minutes of uninterrupted time, and that's when I'm eating dinner with Brian. And that's it. And I can tell you guys, if you have a significant other and you're making them a priority, I have to say this in the most loving way, but they can't be your biggest priority right now. And Brian and I used to we didn't really fight about it, but there was times where he was like, you're always on your phone, or you're always doing this. And I just had to explain to him, like, look, this is something that could potentially turn into something huge. And he sees that now. And so he's like, how many messages did you get out today? And just like super encouraging. And if you're spending more time just worrying about your significant other or going out with your friends and stuff, you gotta stop, and you have to rearrange your thinking and say, okay, instead of let's say, I don't know, going out to eat tonight, I'm gonna spend an extra hour sending out messages. It's just all what you want it, all what you want to make it. And I'm all about having free time, and I'm all about having those needed breaks because you do need it. But think about your day. Like, where are you utilizing your time the most? Like, I think sometimes, and I used to do this, we just make excuses for ourselves and we're like, oh, we're just so busy. But then I'm also like retweeting memes about tacos. Like, it's all about what you want to make about your time. Hold on, I see the chat. Oh, that's Rachel. It's not that you don't have time. It's just, oh yeah, Rachel said it's not that you don't have time. It's that you don't have the big picture perspective yet. And that's so true. Like, if you guys, it still blows my mind. Like right now, like I'll just be driving and I'll be like, I have the power. I already have the power in my hands to be anything, to be as successful as I want to be. I'm literally holding on to something that can make me $50,000 a month. So what's stopping me? The only thing that stops you is you. You are the only thing that is in the way of making $1,000 paycheck a month, a $2,000 paycheck a month. Guys, for those of you who are busy at your job, let me just ask you, do you want to be busy for the next 45 years until you retire? Or do you want to be busy for the next 2 to 5 years? Like, what's your goal here? Do you want to work until you're 65 years old and then retire? Because a lot of these people that are retired now are not able to make it financially in the society, and they're going back to work. They're going back to Walmart. They're going to work at McDonald's. They're doing things that they didn't foresee happening because they don't have the money to survive. They have to go back to work. Do you want to work your job as busy as you are? Do you want to make that your top priority for the next 40, 50 years? Or do you want to stop making BS excuses and work really hard from your phone? We're not even doing manual labor. Like, we're just on our phones. Do you want to do that for the next 2 to 5 years and be able to sit at home for the rest of your life? Or become owners of multiple businesses, do things that you've always wanted to do, whether it's open your own restaurant or whatever it be. Use this business to do that. Don't use your job as an excuse not to work your business. The reason you guys joined was because whatever was happening with your full-time job now wasn't working for you. It is not paying you enough. That's the reason you guys joined, one of the reasons. So now, if you're telling me you don't have time, you're now telling me the reason why you joined, you're using that as an excuse not to work your business. And it's not, can't be like that. You can't let your why be your excuse. You can't sit here and tell me you hate your job and you're too busy at your job, but you're too busy to send messages because you're too busy at your job. Like, do you see how that doesn't correlate? It doesn't add up. You have to utilize the time that you have. Even if I just refuse to believe no one has at least an extra hour of free time a day. It might not be all at once, but an hour a day, you can get out 50 messages in an hour, because I can get them out in about 45 minutes if I just do it consistently. If you fall asleep at 8 o'clock at night, well, grandma, it's time that you probably stay up like an hour and a half, 2 hours longer, and you sacrifice your sleep so you can be successful in this business. There is literally, this is a short month. If you guys, let me just say this. I've seen people go diamond in a month. I've seen people go diamond in 6 months. Just a diamond paycheck alone for you to make over $1,000. Like, you guys could literally hit that in March. Like, do you understand that the only thing that's holding you back is yourself? I can work harder. I know that. But I'm not going to you guys and being like, oh, Brittany, like, I just don't have time to do this and blah, blah, blah. I already know where my faults are. I'm not putting that on anyone else except for myself. I know I am the reason why I'm not exactly where I want to be yet. But however, I know exactly where I'm going. I don't know if I'm going to get there next month or it's going to be at the end of this year, but I know where I'm going and I know what I need to do to get it there. So if you're telling me, oh, well, if I could just make an extra $500 a month, if I could just go Ruby, if I could just go Emerald or whatever, what do you mean if? You can. That's why you joined this business. Like, that is, you have the power in your hands. So stop making excuses. Just stop. Because as soon as you stop making excuses and you start putting everything behind you and just work your business, and by working your business, you know what you're doing. You're reaching out to people and you're getting to know people and you're making friends. I'm not telling you to go build a freaking 6-story business or go work on a railroad or go like plumb a toilet. I'm telling you, get on social media and be friendly with people. That's it. If you guys can post about random things and repost random things, then you can put up a post about your business and how you can work your business from anywhere, or put up a post about our wraps or our greens. It takes 2 seconds. So you have to make it up in your mind. What do you want from this business? Why are you doing this? You're doing it for extra money, but why do you need the extra money? Why? Stop thinking in the now and start thinking in the future. Do you want to work and slave at your job for the next 45 years? Or do you want to work now and be an entrepreneur and be working from home next year? Like, what do you want? I just wanted to read what Myra said. She said, I think that people just don't seem to understand or realize that this is their own business. They are basically business owners. Yes, it's not a magic money tree. You join, you work, you decide. A store doesn't run well if you're not working on it 24/7. Change your mindset, change your priorities. Perfect. I love that. Yeah, if you're not talking about your business and you're not open, that's all I can say about that. Yeah. Does anyone have anything to add, or does anyone have like something, because Rachel will stop the recording, so it's not like if it gets personal, but is there anything you guys are going through right now and you just want to get it out there and just, I'm telling you, it'll feel better if you just get it out in the open. But we kind of just wanted to open it up for